Hello everybody! In this tutorial we're going to make a really nice shader graph thing, and we're going to make this radiation pop-up warning. So you can see it's a really nice up bouncy nice animation effect, and there is no textures. Everything is made inside the shader graph. So also if you get really close you can see there is no blurriness. Of course it's every sharp and nice, and that's because everything is made inside shader graph. I have some script. You can see this kind of here. When I get close, you have this. You can interrupt the animation, and it's kind of scaling up and down. And I'm going to show you that script too. And then you have this radiation thing on the ground. That's actually from another blood splash tutorial that you can find. I'm going to link in the description if you want to do that one. And yeah, so it's going to be a few tutorials, and maybe 4, and I'm going to show the first 2 in shader graph. For how many it will be, I don't know yet. So also if we just look on this one here, so the only thing you see on this one is an animation, and the scaling is done in the transform script. So this is what we're going to make now in shader graph. So yeah, let's start in an empty scene. Save, and yeah, well, let's see where we are about here. So this is the empty scene that we're going to be inside, and here we have the player that we're going to use later on. So here we have the scene, and let's see. The first thing we're going to make is to make the shader. So it's going to be shader graph, URP, and we're going to make it unlit. It is going to be radiation warning. Warning. Cool. And we're also going to have a quad. So we do it here. That's going to be the radiation icon. And I'm just going to place it here somewhere. That's going to be super fine. And we're going to have a material. And we have this one. Where is it? Here. And then we jump into the shader. And the first thing that we need to make is to make this. The first thing is we're going to use this rectangle to make the 3 different shapes. So if we do sample texture 2D, and here we do this one. So this is you can find it in the project, also in Wikipedia. It's a free commercial use. So we're going to make these 3 here, and we're going to make it with this one here. So we're going to rotate it 3 times. And in order to do that, we need to have an UV. So we have this one, but we need to, this one is split. So if we do this one, we have this is the red one, and then we have the green one, but we need them to be round. So we're going to make this ourselves. And the way to do this is that we're going to have this tiling, this one here, and we're going to measure from the center here to make one of the channels. And you can do that by having the distance, and we want to have the distance from here. So let's say something like here-ish. So it's going to be more exactly 0.5. So here it's 0, and out here I think it's 0.5 actually. So in order to have control of this, we're going to have a remap. So now, because this is the input, 0 to 0.5, now we scale it from 0 to 1. So here it's 0 to 1. So you can actually see if we do 0.5, 0.5, and you have it close enough, there is no really change. But if you do 1, you can see there is a slight change in the color. So that means we have 0 to 1. You can confirm it by doing a modulo like this. So whenever the value gets up to 1, it starts at 0 again. So that kind of gives us one of these axes. So this is the red or the green one. It doesn't really matter. Or maybe it does, but maybe not. I'm not sure. But it will work for us. That's the most important. Now we're going to make the other one. We're going to use this one, and we're going to use the arctangent 2. That's the function that we going to use. And what it does is, if you have this kind of graph with x and y, so this is the center, and this is kind of x, and this is I. So here it's negative down here, and up here it's positive. So if you do split on this one, and we do preview, so here it's -1, and here is 0, and here is 1, and here we have 0, -1, 0, and 1. And what we're going to do with this is, if we plug this one into, if we do it split first off, because we need this red one and green one, then we use this in an arctangent 2. So we plug it in like this. And what's really interesting is that now with the arctangent 2, you can kind of, because this is green and this is red, and this is -1 red, and here is -1 green. So this can kind of read the coordinates of this graph. So down here, it made -pi, and here it goes to 0, and here is +pi. So to make use of this, to kind of normalize it, so we have a value from 0 up to 0.5 up to 1, we can just do a remap on this one too. So we know that the negative is -pi, and the positive is +pi. So now we have like 0 to 1-ish. I say ish because these numbers aren't really exact. But we can use constant, and in constant you can choose pi. And what's good about this is that now if we do negate, and we also do vector here, so we have the positive, well actually we should do it like this. So in the x we have the -pi, and in I we have the +pi. So here you see we have the -pi value, that's 3.14, and here we have the positive, that's going to be 3.14. But we're going to be accurate, so we're going to use these here. Now you see, and now it's really accurate. It's 0 up to 0.5 and to 1. So this is really good. Now we made our own UV that's kind of circle, and we're just going to make sure that we make a vector 2 of it and combine it. So now we, instead of using this one here, we have made our own kind of tiling. So if we do a preview, you can see we have our own circular UV. So this is good. And what we will do with this now, we will actually plug it into this one. And when we do this, now you see it's actually making a bending our what is it, a rectangle, so we cannot bend it. So why it looks like this is because if we now we have it like from the 0 up to 1, that makes sense that it looks like a circle, because now we have it from 0 up to 1. And of course, if we are a little bit smart about this, now we can remap this, and I'm going to show you over here, because here we define that it's going to be from 0 to 1. So here it's 0 goes to 1. But if we do 3 instead, Now it's 0, 1, 2, 3, which result we have this one here. And we only see 1 because here it's 0, 1, and then it starts to go to 2. But the rectangle is only visible in the area from 0 to 1. So we need to use modulo here. So now we can do 0 to 1 and restart, 0 to 1 and restart. So now we see if we just lower this one, it's starting to get what we're looking for. So this is a really, really good start. So I'm going to stop it here, and in the next one we're going to continue and making the dot circle that's going to be inside here and continue with the shader. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next tutorial.